presidency against my father, that all changed.
What more do they
that
want to know?
Downhill.
It's going to be behind closed doors,
Listen,
under
you know
oath.
what they want? They want an opportunity. The Democrats want an opportunity to try to attack me so that they can do what Blumenthal did to me at House Judiciary. We finish up the testimony. We should try to look it up. Are there any more questions? No. Either side, left, right, no more questions. He runs out 30 seconds later. He's giving a press conference. There are many more questions. It's all nonsense. That's what it is. But the media plays on it on that side. When you get 93% negative coverage with all the wins that we've had, that's the problem. There is no body that's going to hold the Democrats in check. They can get away with anything.
Don, can I just ask you, did you, in the deal, did you say keep it to such and such and I'll do it?
I just wanted to be limited. The reality is that they wanted unlimited time, unlimited scope. They can call you back in 30 times. You got to get on with your life.
Yeah.
I cleared the lawyers saying, hey, it's a total risk. Frankly, everyone, including Lindsey Graham, who was great, said you should just go in and plead the fifth.
Is it worth it? Your family's been through so much. How do you?
It is, because I see the results. When I go to hang out with my friends in Middle America and I see that, I see the jobs, I see the businesses that are hiring, that makes it all worth it. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it means it's worth it. And that's been incredible. But, there have been those guys who say, well, you should just go in and plead the fifth. The reality is this. If you're Joe Smith, that's great. That's the right legal strategy. If you're me, then they run on that for the next year. Oh, there must be something to hide. You can't feed into the soundbites when you know you haven't done anything wrong. But that's what we're up against. It's not a fair fight. If 2020 was a fair fight, it'd be over by now.
Let's talk a little bit about 2020. Right now, there are 24 Democrats who would like to take your father's job.
Yes.
Right now, Joe Biden at the top of the polls, followed by Bernie Sanders. How do you survey the state of the race right now?
Well, listen, like I said, if it was a fair fight, it'd be over by now because none of these guys have a track record of any kind of success.
Joe Biden was vice president.
Lifelong politicians who are now campaigning on how government has failed them for decades. That doesn't make any sense to me. If it was a fair fight, I wouldn't be worried at all. But it's not. And we've seen that. We've seen the obstruction that they're just trying to do anything to try to prevent my father from being able to do his job. And it's not fair. But, honestly, if you can look at track record, if you look at the wins, if you look at anything that we've been able to accomplish, it's unprecedented. I think the American people see that.
Don, when you look at everything you accomplished, regardless of that, they're coming after your business, and that's what you're running. You separate yourself from politics. How has that affected your business, the Trump organization in particular, and what about what about your finances?
Well, listen, that's the reality. They're going to go after everything, right? They're trying to do that. I mean, in the recent subpoena, say anyone, any relative, Chloe, my 4-year-old daughter, they want to subpoena her records. That's part of the scope. Barron Trump, obviously he's been doing a lot of stuff that they want to subpoena. There's no reasonableness to this. But if you talk about Joe Biden, who says China's not a threat because his son takes $1.5 billion into his hedge fund from the Chinese government, that's not a problem. Come on, guys. This is not an equal playing field. They don't even pretend that these things are problems, and that's scary.
Before you go, read the paper today, you got a new book deal. What's the book going to be about?
It's going to be about a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of the hypocrisy. I've worked with a great team of Hachette to really point out to the American people. I've had a firsthand glance from an outsider's perspective about the nonsense, the hypocrisy, the lies, that the left has done. But again, because you have so many people on that side, and they're all in the mainstream media, and they're all you don't get that other message out. So I want to be able to point all that hypocrisy out to the American people so they see it before 2020.
All right. When does it come out?